Hey everybody, it's that time of the week again. Time for some weekly painting progress. Unfortunately, every single time I wanted to start filming this, it decided to rain, so I finally had a moment where the sun came out this weekend, and I went ahead and got everybody sealed and good to go. So this week's theme is good enough. They are good enough for me, and I am just going to call it a day. So first up is this random Dark Ages model. I don't know who she is. I don't know which faction she's from, but I know she's a Dark Age model because she was included in a big lot, and I know I've seen a upgraded version of her on Google, but I don't know which faction, so I'm going to guess either Outcast or Scarred. Anyway, she's very flat, and I don't mean chest-wise, I mean just sculpt-wise. She's very stiff as a board, like rigor mortis is set in. Reminds me of my Warwind model, actually. Alright, so that's her. Let's see, other models. So I got my Master of Execution done. He was 99% done and just sat there for the last 2 weeks almost and did nothing. I think I was finally inspired by the fact that he has rules in Kill Team Elite, so I figured, you know what, I probably should get him done and probably should finish up that Dark Apostle as well. I probably should post a video about him too, duh. And I just now realized I did not paint the service studs on those skulls because those are obviously marine skulls attached there. Pretty simple model. I mean, I actually kind of like him for a big bad chaos champion. He's pretty mundane, as I've said before, and you know, he just kind of keeps it under control. Of course, he did have that misshapen head, but I didn't glue it on. All right, other unique models this week that got finished. I'm just calling it a day on him. His book is too busy and it's really bothering me. I might go back with a Gundam pin and fix it all up there. I didn't do enough with the servo skull. I might go back and fix that up. His stupid white robe was pissing the crap out of me, and I finally just said, you know what, it's good enough. Although I probably should, if I'm going to Gundam pin stuff, I should probably go ahead and put some scribbly lines all over his purity seals there. But this is the priest from Blackstone Fortress. Yeah, that's it. I did like the red there. I thought it came out decent. Anyway, I mean, he's done. He's good enough from a tabletop distance. I mean, you know, he blends in okay, and it looks like he's painted well enough. After that, we have the Lantern Guard, and I can't stand what happened with her eyes, and it's really pissed me off, and I don't want to go back and repaint her face, so I'm just going to, as I said, call it a day. She is really tall. She's really tall even for a Kingdom Death model, and I kind of just slopped my way through her, sadly. I really like the sculpt, and I wasn't sure what to do with her exactly, so I figured, you know what, we got some highlights in there, got some shading in there, got a terrible set of eyes I painted, but they are done, so I'm going to just be satisfied with that. She's a cool model. I think at this point, I could run every single character in a campaign as a new person every time. And next up, I finally got these Shield Wolf sisters finished up, or at least finished up enough. So here we have the first four. These are my fantasy incarnations, if you will. I put them together with mostly the fantasy bits. You weren't painted this week. Get out of here. So I went with a two-sword version. If we can get her in focus there. And for whatever reason, I had a very difficult time getting satisfied with the paint job, and I still feel it's really sloppy. But again, it's one of those things I think where from a distance on the tabletop, it's going to look good enough. Now, building them, I wasn't super pleased with them, and I don't know why. Something was pissing me off about them, but now that they're finished, I'm actually quite happy with them. I know I could have done a better job, but you know, they get the job done. So I got my two dual wielders. And then I've got the typical paladin with the shield. And yeah, again, kind of sloppy. I know I could have done better, but at this point I was like, I just want them done. They've been in front of me for the last few weeks, literally at least 2 or 3 weeks now, and it was really bothering me that they were just sitting there half finished, so I had to get them done. For some reason, a lot of their parts are looking all bent, and it's bothering me too. I didn't do a good job on her flames, but you know what? It's okay. She's done. And then we have the sci-fi counterparts. So we had to do one in traditional sister colors. Again, I think I went a little too wild dry brushing with the gunmetal. This one, I just was gluing extra bits all over. Why she has two Toras, I don't know why they're carrying Torahs at all when they have all the Christian iconography. I don't know that either. Who knows? They're pan-religious in the future when they carry, machine guns and pistols to quote Bible verses at you. I don't know. And then there's the two, well, not basic, but more basic troopers. So here's one with the flamer. I really liked her. I probably did the nicest job on her. And then there's the other one, my generic trooper style girl. So having built a good 8 of these girls, and concurrently while I was working on some War Games exclusive sisters, I gotta say I really do enjoy the Shield Wolf ones, and I feel like I need to get another box of them and really give them a proper spin and see what I can come up with and really start bashing them together. Because again, from a distance, they look decent. They look nice. And it's not a knock on Shield Wolf sculpts or anything. It's just a knock on my painting. And speaking of painting, you want to talk about sculpts and things that could have been done better is this guy. This is that miniaturas Chaos Beast. And somebody asked in the comments that I get it done. And I thought, you know what, maybe I should. So I did. And after painting it, I realized, you know what, I forgot his tongue. I didn't bother ever gluing his tongue in. So his tongue is just going to go kind of black. So I'm going to go get that primed with a few other models in just a moment. I'm thinking we'll paint that a nice purpley pink and get that done. But otherwise, he came out pretty good. I just, my brother Barzan was showing me pictures of various sins from the others. He was busy speed painting. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to try a similar suit. So we started with a bone white and just played around with layers of other colors and shades. And funny enough, he turned out pretty decent. One of the things, I don't know, with the Mon stuff, it feels almost, I don't want to say amateurish because it feels kind of like a detraction and insane, but it feels more characterful, I guess, with these hand-sculpted models versus the, I don't know, I don't want to say soulless CG sculpts and renders, but I don't know. The only real issue I had with him was he was quite bad over here, and I just didn't bother even trying to fix those mold lines, and slippage and issues and cracks. I just was like, screw it. I did fix his feet at least, and for the most part, you can't really tell where I put stuff. I know where, and I'm not going to point it out. Some of those cracks were actually in there already, some were not. So I will leave that to you to figure out. But he's finished at least. That's one big model I've had laying around that really needed to get done. And I'm glad he's finished. He turned out pretty decent. For a while there, I was just thinking I couldn't come up with an idea on what to do with him, and I was just going to toss him on eBay or something or send him to the local hobby shop's consignment shelves. But I'm actually really happy with how he turned out. The only downside, besides his messy tail, is he's got this old-fashioned rectangular base. But I figure, you know what? With Mantic's Kings of War Vanguard and their whole use of squares and rectangles and whatnot, I figure I'll find a use for him in there. So, quite happy he's done. I'll have to move on to my next big, huge model that's sitting around, which is most likely going to be a creature caster model. Which one, I'm not sure. We'll find out soon enough, won't we? Maybe I'll even have it done for next week. So all in all, not a bad haul. About 14 figures or so in this big old dude. So if I've said it before, I'll say it again. If I can get it done, so can you. And I know I had crazy, crazy stuff going on this week. There was something almost every night going on, either at work or with the kids, with open house or performances with my students or my daughter's class or many things. So again, get to painting, guys. If I can handle it, so can you. This is High Lord Tamerlane saying thanks for watching. Check out some of our other videos and reviews. And as always, I'm just going to keep putting these up because like I said, if I can do it, so can you. See you guys later. Bye-bye.